Hey everyone, what's up? Back with another video of upcoming games you can look forward to, this time for the month of May 2026. Let's jump in. First up this month, we have got Farever, an online multiplayer action RPG that caught my attention recently thanks to a demo released during Steam Next Fest. Now, I didn't get to play much, maybe about an hour, but even in that short window, it was enough to put this game on my radar, mainly because Farever has a fair few MMO elements that I found appealing. So this is an action combat game. It's got attack combos, blocking, dodging, perfect parries, all of that. They've got the traditional MMO Holy Trinity with classes being warrior, rogue, mage, and priest. That's that tank healer DPS combination. Every class has a couple of base skills along with additional ones that you can unlock, plus talents and passives to choose from. Then you've got armor with set bonuses. The weapons themselves are also part of your combat makeup. Every weapon has its own unique attacks, combos, and 4 weapon skills, and those weapon skills are further combined with class skills, which you can mix and match however you please. It features a big, seamless, handcrafted open world with various biomes and all of the expected points of interest. You got enemy camps and strongholds. There are instance dungeons for 1 to 4 players that have this big multi-phase boss encounter at the end. You've got cities and towns with NPC quest givers giving you stuff to do, and there's also lots of secrets to discover all around the world, requiring you to either solve puzzles or complete some sort of challenges. It's also a game that's going to be big on exploration. You can free climb cliffs, grapple over gaps, launch skyward with jump pads, sail your glider across ravines, and dive to the bottom of lakes. As you do all of this as well, you are in a shared world with other players around, so you're going to come across public events and massive world bosses that require you to work with those other people to take them down. Yeah, I'm quite excited for this, especially as an MMO fan. This is a really nice surprise. Farever is coming to Steam Early Access on May the 6th, and prior to that, they do have a playtest running, which you can request access for over on the game's Steam page. I will say, when doing some research in this game, beyond my short window of playtime with it, I did see some people complaining about performance of a prior playtest, so hopefully that's something that they get ironed out. I don't recall any issues, but I'm a bad judge. Like, I've got a good computer. A lot of times games do run well for me, so just something to keep in mind. But that little asterisk aside, I'm quite interested in this. Directive 8020 is the latest from Supermassive Games, best known for their rather spooky narrative-driven titles like Until Dawn and The Quarry. Now, I was never particularly interested in those games, however, this one might very well change that. Directive 8020 is a science fiction horror adventure that blends survival gameplay with meaningful choices and a branching storyline. The game takes place on a colony ship that has crash-landed on the planet Tau Ceti F. You'll be following the ship's crew, who soon realize after the accident that they are not alone. There's an alien organism hunting them who's got the ability to shapeshift and mimic its prey. In other words, it'll look like you and the people around you, and you won't be able to tell, is this a real person or is this the alien? No idea. Well, we're gonna have to do some figuring out here. So as you play through the story, you're gonna be weaving between a mix of cinematics, dialogue choices, and real-time gameplay, during which you'll be moving characters through the environment, interacting with objects, fleeing when being chased, and utilizing an array of tools and improvised weapons. There's going to be plenty of quick-time events that require you to make decisions on the fly and suffer their consequences. However, should you really like certain outcomes, the game is also going to feature this new turning point story tree that lets you go back and experience the variety of multiple endings, hidden paths, and alternate fates of your crew that you might have missed. Yeah, I've not played their prior games, but have always heard really good things. I know people really like Until Dawn and The Quarry. I think it's really the setting and theming that is particularly selling me on this one. Like, I'm rather interested in this, and I'm not usually a big narrative guy. Many of you will probably know that. So Directive 8020 will be launching on May 12th. It's coming to PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Ghost Ship Games is back with a new spin on their massively popular Dwarven Space Miner title, Deep Rock Galactic. This new spin-off, subtitled Rogue Core, takes the setting and foundation of their prior game, but with the added twist of it being a roguelite. So what's the main difference? Like, how is this going to be different from regular Deep Rock Galactic? Well, let the developers speak for themselves, because right on the Steam page, they actually answer this exact question, saying that the main difference is the roguelite game structure. In short, this means that you start each mission with only the most basic equipment, and you collect random upgrades, gear, and abilities as you go. This makes for a lot of variety in your build and the potential for extremely powerful upgrades and synergies. In Rogue Core, the difficulty will also increase drastically as you progress in a mission, contrary to Deep Rock Galactic, where the difficulty is more consistent from mission start to end. They also went out of their way to specifically describe it as a roguelite rather than roguelike, pointing out that for the reason that this game includes a larger meta gameplay system with permanent character progression that carries over between missions. Now, as for why this isn't just a DLC for Deep Rock Galactic, they actually also address this, saying that they felt it would have limited the game's potential and stuff they wanted to do, and by making it its very own standalone game, they're able to explore new systems, new art directions, weapons, and even damage mechanics that just wouldn't have fit within the original Deep Rock Galactic. I'm gonna say, given the tremendous success of their prior game, anticipation for this is quite high, really. So here's hoping they strike gold twice and we get yet another great game to enjoy. Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core comes to Steam Early Access on May 20th. Here's something new I just discovered putting this list together. It's a game called SpaceCraft. This is an online space exploration and building game. You're going to be exploring a galaxy of solar systems and planets, mining resources, crafting, designing and building ships, automating planetary bases, while also cooperating with trading with other players. Now, if any of you are looking at this and thinking to yourself, man, this sure kind of looks like No Man's Sky, I'm right there with you. Those are the exact vibes I was getting watching this gameplay. I'm thinking, this looks just like a visually different presentation version of what No Man's Sky basically delivers. No idea how this game is going to match up, but I'm definitely seeing the similarities here. Also, what's interesting is that this is being developed and published by Shiro Games. That is the same studio developing and publishing Farever, that MMO at the top of the list. So that's pretty interesting. Checking out their website, it's a French studio. They've been making games for about 12 years, have around 70 employees, and apparently this is the month of Shiro Games. They are out here swinging with 2 new games that I'm interested in that made it on this list, so guess we'll see how they turn out, right? SpaceCraft is set to release into Steam Early Access on May 20th. They do have a demo for the game available right now, so you can actually go and download and check it out if you're interested in trying it prior to the 20th. There's a new life simulation game coming this month, goes by the name Paralives. Looks to be some combination of The Sims and Second Life, although to be honest, this is a genre of games that is quite out of my wheelhouse, but I know people love these, so I wanted to include it. Some listed key features include you can explore an open world town filled with shops, parks, restaurants, and museums. You'll create parafolks, as they're called. They're Sims, but for the Paralives world, in all their different looks and styles. You'll go out, find a job, and try flexible career progression paths. Discover unique personality traits, skills, wants, needs, and emotions. Find love and make friends or enemies. Multi-select. I feel like this is a list of things we should be doing in our real life, but it's a life sim, so this is what it is, right? You can multi-select parafolks to do anything as a group. You'll grow up, have children, live a long life. You get customization and flexible house building tools, in-game modding to edit or add content, and there's going to be community-made mods and houses and parafolks that you can find and access yourself via the Steam Workshop. I mean, it seems pretty neat for what it is. I'm sure that Life Sim fans are looking forward to this, and you don't see many new games in the genre, right? So it's nice that people who like this genre are getting more of it. Paralives will be coming to Steam Early Access on May 25th. 007 First Light. This is easily one of my most anticipated games of the month. Being made by IO Interactive, this is a James Bond take on their popular and incredibly successful and well-made Hitman series. From everything that we've seen, it really does look like they're taking the Hitman formula, making it a bit more British, slightly less silly, and with even more levels of environmental and NPC interactions. And all of that, plus the entire James Bond angle, which frankly looks fantastic. Thus far, they've released a couple of extended gameplay previews showcasing some of what you could expect to be doing in the game, and it's looking good. Of course, you're going to have plenty of narrative where the story is following this young Bond in what's being described as a reimagined origin story. The game is mission-based, so you'll be going and playing through mission after mission, which will take us on a globe-trotting adventure to a wide range of locations. Now, there's bound to be quite a few bombastic sequences with unbelievable stuff happening, crazy car chases through narrow streets of European villages, jumping out of planes without a parachute, maybe a foot chase on top of a moving train. You know, just crazy James Bond over-the-top bombastic stuff. But the bread and butter and the stuff that I'm really looking forward to will be the missions set in these sprawling locations and points of interest that kind of act as a sandbox to us for us to play around in and explore. Things like huge mansions, science facilities, military strongholds, in which we'll be talking with NPCs, trying to get information, sneaking through windows, stealing keys, picking up disguises, and doing all of the like crazy hitman stuff with this high level of interaction with the environment, but also what looks to be a pretty dynamic combat system, and just trying different things to bypass whatever obstacles are in front of us. From what we've already seen, unless something goes horribly wrong, this game looks to be really, really good. I cannot wait. 007 First Light will be launching on May 27th. It's coming to PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch too. All right, so those are the big new releases that I wanted to cover this month, but we've got a fair few updates in playtest I think you should know about. For starters, there is a massive free update coming this month for Conan Exiles. This was not on my radar. I had no clue it was a thing, but then they released a trailer a couple days ago, and holy crap, count me in, dude. I'm gonna try to make playing this a priority. So Conan Exiles, if you don't remember, originally launched back in 2018. This is Funcom's like major hit survival crafting game that laid the groundwork for what became Dune Awakening. And on May 5th, they're releasing Conan Exiles Enhanced, a big free update rebuilding the game in Unreal Engine 5. This comes with enhancements to visuals, performance, and some quality of life additions. So yeah, the game looks much better. It's got improved lighting, textures, environmental effects, terrain, water simulation, global illumination, vegetation, and more. It was a long list. And yeah, just looking at these side by sides, it's a marked improvement. They've also done some upgrades to their user interface. They now support 3 single-player save games. And probably coolest of all to me is that they've combined both of the game's maps, the Isle of Siptah and the Exile lands. Those were previously separate maps, kind of like in Dune, you've got Haga Basin and the Deep Desert. Well, they've taken those 2 separate maps and they've smashed them into one with seamless transitions between the 2. So it's gone from 2 separate maps to one much larger map. Now, I've always heard people enjoy this game, although not without its issues, and it's also the game that's really big on jiggling and large objects. I don't know. I mean, I actually really am interested in checking this out because given how much I love Dune Awakening, I think it'd be interesting to see what's up with their other big survival games. So yeah, I'd like to play this. Once more, the update is releasing for free if you already own the game on May the 5th. And then if you don't own the game, I think the base price is like $30 or $40 or something like that, so not too bad. The next major update for Path of Exile 2 is coming this month, and I am pumped. Currently scheduled for May 29th, entitled Return of the Ancients. Just the other day, we got this short teaser video. It's a little 30-second cinematic, which undoubtedly contains some hints as to what's coming next. For me, though, I just see a big cool citadel raising up through the earth. I'm also wondering, what is the propulsion system underneath it that pushes it through the earth's crust? I was actually genuinely curious about this when I was watching the trailer. Not that it's a really big deal, but is there some like levers? Are there some hydraulic thruster? It doesn't matter, does it? I'm sure the lore buffs got something cool out of this citadel being raised through the earth. Either way. So as of today, we don't actually have any real specific details that have been officially announced from GGG about what is going to be in this update. However, we will know very, very soon because next week they are going to be hosting a live stream on May the 7th where they're going to share all of this information. It's just I don't have it as of recording this video. But stay tuned for that. Very soon, we're going to know everything coming in the update at the end of the month. Now, there is a list of things that a lot of us are expecting and or hoping, mainly including an overhaul to the end game, more crafting options, maybe we get another official act instead of the interludes, possibly the next Ascension trial, a new class/weapon would be nice, and maybe new ascendancies for some of the existing classes. That would be good as well. Either way though, once more, we will know for sure on May 7th what's coming to the update. I love Path of Exile 2. I've talked about it time and time again. It is my favorite hack and slash ARPG at the moment. It's my favorite Diablo-like, to the point where I feel like maybe we just start calling them Exile-likes. But regardless, in fact, this is funny because I'm about to be playing a bunch of D4, and I'm actually really looking forward to it because the new expansion looks good. But I'm just properly obsessed with PoE 2, so I can't wait for this next update. All right, and finally, I wanted to let you know there's a new MMO you can check out this month, Scars of Honor. They're running a playtest from April 30th to May 11th. The test is going to include a bunch of core systems and features, which are hopefully going to give us a good idea of how this game is shaping up. You're going to be able to try out a few of the game's classes. There's Warrior, Paladin, Mage, Ranger, and Druid, from what I've read, and with which you're going to be getting to explore some of the open world, full of points of interest. They've got a procedural dungeon system. We'll be doing quests and, of course, engaging in combat, leveling up and checking out their talent and scar system, doing some gathering and crafting, and they're going to have available their PvP battlegrounds and arenas. So once more, the test is running from April 30th to May 11th. To get in, you simply need to request access on the game's official Steam page. Click on that little button below the videos and screenshots panel. I mean, hey, it's a new MMO. This is my jam. I will be diving in for sure, and I hope it turns out well. Alrighty, so yeah, May is actually looking like we've got a fair bit going on. As for my plans for the month, I'm gonna jump in and check out that Scars of Honor playtest. It's a new MMO, gotta do it. Farever as well, that's early in the month, an MMO-like, so I want to give that a go, see how it turns out. With how much I love Dune Awakening, I'm just super curious to check out this Conan Exiles Enhanced. Despite my typical aversion or just lack of focus and interest on narrative, Directive 8020 also looks genuinely cool to me. Then there's Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core, which I'd like to play, 007 First Light, and lastly, at the end of the month, yes, Path of Exile 2, the 0.5 update, 1000% playing that. All right, that does it for me this month. That's all for the video. As always, let me know below, are there any other games coming out this month that didn't make it on my list that you think I should know about or that you're interested in playing? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. See you in the next one. Take it easy.